My people, I'm here with Mr. Genters, one of the person who I take care of in the community, my everyday life. Mr. Genters, how are you today?
Thank God, I'm feeling not bad.
Well, I'm here to ask you your life story. Growing up, you say your mother died when you were young and you started work from you 8 years old. Tell us about your growing up.
Well, in growing up, I don't know no father. I know my mother, and she died soon, and I have to start to work soon for my living, and I have a hard time going through things, and so I don't have no one, and somebody take me and raise me, and I don't say they treat me bad, but the work was very hard. I have to get up at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, go to bush to feed the hog, move wood, and those things. And simply mean, two grandpicking was there with her. You don't let them do nothing. Me alone. And I bought that too. I work hard. I work for about 8 years old.
Then those grandchildren was her grandchildren.
Yes.
Okay, then growing up 8, your mother died early. And so what about your mother boyfriend or what? She didn't have a man in her life when she died.
No, the thing is this. When my mother and a man was in company, and she took sick, and the man moved her. The man did have a liquor house, and he get a next woman and carrying the woman and my mother and take her away and carry him. They have a liquor house first and enjoy that liquor house and carry go a different place and put my mother and me is there.
Well, Mr. Genty, so where your father? You here know anything about your father? Where your father from? You hear where he's from?
Yes.
Where?
Manchester.
Okay, at Gentry's Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, so your father is from Gentry. And what is your father's name?
Yes, they told me that he named George Leslie Jenkins.
George Leslie Gentry.
Yes.
And you know no family from the Gentry side.
No, that's why the reason why my mother gave me name Newton Leslie Jenkins.
Okay. So how you come to start cut cane?
Well, to so far, before I start cut the cane, I always do any little work with it. I do it to help myself. But afterward, I start to cut cane. And in cutting cane, not one place, up and down, to make a living of myself. That time I don't have no one yet.
My God, my people. So, Mr. Genters, you started to cut cane. Were you in a rent house or what?
Before I started to cut the cane, I went to a friend's house and lived with his children there. And I worked there until I leave there again and go to the farm now and start to work on my sumal. That's really when I went there first to work and start to supply cane at that farm, Blackheath farm. And when I start to supply the cane, the shako, the man now when he see me for me in one short trousers. I don't worry talk the word, but he use a phrase. So I was looking where it's like boy that I supply cane.
Okay.
Well, and I just take it, you know.
So when you say supply cane, what you mean?
Yes. When the cane grow, you have somebody now drop the top. And we who, as man now, take bar and supply the cane where the top wanting in the cane field.
Okay,
in the road.
okay. So that is in Westmoreland.
Yes.
At the Blackheath
Heath
Farm.
Farm.
So you will call that Froome.
Yes, Froome Estate. That time it was
Okay.
Lyland Tate.
Lyland?
Tate.
Okay, okay. So Mr. Gentles, you look good. And to work so hard. How old is you?
Well, I'm 81 now, going to 82. Born 1940, the 10th of February.
Well, my God, you look good.
Thank
Well, and growing up, Mr. Gentles, you meet a lady.
you. Yes.
That's your wife.
Yes.
And she pass off.
Yes, she passed off.
So who take care of you now?
Sandra.
Okay, okay, that's me.
Yes.
Who take care of
Yes,
you?
yes.
Okay, because you have an unsound mind, son.
Yes.
And it's very hard.
Yes.
Because
very
your
hard.
wife pass off.
Yes.
And no one, so I have to come in now and to take care of you and your son.
Yes.
And I have to see that you go to the doctor.
Yes.
And your son go to the clinic to get his
treatment.
So, Mr. Gentles, not feeling any way growing up, not knowing your father family. You have no family by your mother. Say, oh, you have a brother.
Yes.
But that brother is far away from you. So how you and that brother can talk?
Well, really, we don't have no good contact. But I remember one time, they take me and said, I must come stay with them there. Just for a while, was in England, and I went there with them.
Okay, for how long?
Well, I spent 6 months.
Okay, so
At that time, in that time, I married.
Okay, at the time you was married.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because your wife, I know your wife, she was a good woman, but the good Lord has taken him and him leave you. So, Mr. Gentles, I can see that you are well taken care of.
Yes.
Right?
And I believe that I would go before her.
Yes.
But the thing is this, the house burned down first.
Yes, that's another story. Your house did burn down.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So how you manage when your house burned down? You get help?
Well, so far, I hardly get no help. But through I was working.
Oh, at the time you was cutting cane, but since your house burned down, I could remember it was like several years ago. And after your house burned down, 5 years ago, you're going to a cane again where the cane piece was burned down with you and one of your friend died in the fire, you get injured. Tell me about that.
Yes. And that day, I did plant cane and company land. So it's 2 pieces of cane I have. And my friend cane burned first. And he said to me, say, Jenkel, anytime, that time his sprout grew about this height. He said, anytime I'm going to cut my one, must come to him. That him can come and help me make fire guard and those things that his sprout don't burn. And I went to him. And in the morning, I went, he lived at Charlie's Plain. And I went down there about 4 o'clock in the morning and tell him, he said, yes, go on. He's coming. And when him come, when I finished cut that piece over there, so yet, and he come over there and sit with me. And he down said, come man, come. And he start to curse. Say, come on. If I got something good, and he start to curse. And we go over there and start to light the cane. In lighting the cane, that time is guinea grass into the bush. And when you hear from the short now, back the bush them. And light and sure it was 8 of us went there. And we back the bush and start to light the cane. After I start light the cane now, someone who I showed them to light the fire, someone go below and light the fire, and the fire light from the 2 ends.
Oh, so you penning in the cane piece?
Yes, 2 of us.
Oh, so him die.
So when you find the shot now, in running, every runner, me run, I drop. But I don't know what side he run. But I know say it was the two of us up there in the fire. And every run, him run. I don't know what side he run. I don't think he's supposed to know what me run. But I didn't have my machete. Every run me run. The grass tie me foot. I me take the machete and I cut it. Sometimes I drop. When I run, and I catch to halfway, I see a bamboo tree. And I say, I'm going to go on that bamboo tree. I stand up. And one man say, same place I'm going to find you there. And I run. And when I run, that man did plant one little piece of my one. And him clean it. And him planting take and plant it. Pumpkin and every little thing. And when I run. And when the fire, I feel the fire heat. And when I feel the fire heat, I say, well, I lost. But God was so good. God was so good. When I run right in that land where that man clean up. And when I went down, I have to stop. Company cane over front. I go and sit in the cane field. Company cane field. That time is 8 of us. And when I run back to the riverside, I see the rest. Man, I don't see that man. And when I don't see that man, some say, you know how PNP's workers say, some thought goes by those say the man out for a fine kill. I said no. And I went on the interval. When I went to the interval, I go right to the river bank. The next river bank is a gutter is there. I went to the river bank. And when I went to the river bank at one side, I went back. Some of the man them say, well, the man them out in business. And some come out and tell my wife that me burn up. I then don't stay and see what happened. But when I went back, I said to him, one man was here named Chaka Chaka. Called him Clifton. I said, Clifton, we cannot live here. If we live here, remember it is 8 of us and it's 7 of us is here now. So we cannot live here. Let we track the bush now. That time the fire burn now. And in tracking the bush, he walk like so, he walk so, but you can see right in the middle.
Because the cane burn down now.
No, not the cane, the bush.
The bush.
The bush
okay.
and the cane burn.
Burn, yes.
So when I went, Chaka Chaka first called to me, Masutan, Jensi, dead. And when you look, you couldn't go and go look.
Okay, so he perished in the fire.
Yes.
And God has made you
Yes.
and the other 6 escape the fire. So which church you went? Which church you go to?
Adventist.
Which of the Adventist church?
So,
Coot Savannah.
Adventist.
Oh, you went to Coot Savannah Adventist Church. Oh, so you're a member at the Coot Savannah.
Yes.
Okay, so God was on your
Yes.
side. So you go through your house.
Yes.
Your house burned down.
And,
You was in it.
and in the house burning, God save us.
Yes.
And in the fire, God save us. For when I realized, when him at night I prayed, I asked the Lord, said, I come in like the three Hebrew boy. And God rescued him. And I said, he rescued me.
He rescued you. Okay, so otherwise, from that now, Mr. Gentles, you go through fire and then you go through water.
Yes.
Because after your house built up, I could remember when you said the water flood the house after it burned down, and 4 years after, it was flood the night. The night
Yes.
when you know move in, it was flood. So you go through you go through fire,
Water.
water. My God, and you are still alive.
Yes.
And you have a lot of story.
A lot. I got a lot of stories.
So your wife passed off 2 years ago. So how the company, how you manage without your wife, because you people was so close and loving. I remember your wife would on the veranda with her Bible and her quarterly and only sing and pray. Who read with you now?
Well, Sandra.
Okay. I
Yes.
read with you.
Yes.
Yeah, man, sing with you and you pray.
Yes.
Yes, you is a believer.
Yes.
And as you say, God rescue you, like how the 3 Hebrew boy was in the flame of fire and he was there. So you have to give thanks, Mr. Gentles.
Anyway.
You have to give thanks. Yeah, man.
Anyway. But the fire now, is it really the cane fire? Is it lick me off a foot?
Lick you off a foot?
Yes, man. For when I come out here, when everybody, I meet my wife was coming, fighting here that me burn. And when I come, I sit on a chin a tongue out there. But when he come around and look, and
Your ears.
the granddaughter was here at that time. And when they look and said, "Oh, you get burned on your ears," and I never feel it.
Okay. So this ears affect you now?
Yes.
Okay. And then now, Mr. Gentles, you have a problem where you say your foot burn you like pepper.
Yes. Right now.
Tell me about that.
Yes, from the fire burn. From the fire burning, is there everything. The cane fire. I don't go back to bush again. But
Okay.
in doing any little thing, I move on in my yard. But every day get worse and worse.
Oh, especially your foot.
The foot them.
Where you say when you're in the slippers, you feel like it's full of water. And at night it burn you like pepper. And you go to several doctors, so what they say?
Well, some tell me that is arthritis. Some say the nerves. Well, I have to believe what they say.
Okay.
I know I'm the clinic.
Yes, and the clinic.
Yes. And I go to many doctors and take many tests. And all them says they arthritis.
Okay. Well, my people, this is Mr. Gentle's story. So, this is Mr. Gentle's, and he is the Hebrew boys because he go through fire, he go through water. I'm telling you, people, he has a rough time coming up in life because his mother died, and then he was on his own. Then somebody take him. He started to cut cane very early. And here is Mr. Gentles still sit there doing no father, no family, the Gentles, no Gentles. I only know his family is from Manchester, Gentles Hill, but nobody. So my people, this is another story, and this is part 1, and this is Mr. Gentle who I take care of. And my people, it's not easy to do this. Is my everyday life to take care of people in my community and love them and take care of them. Mr. Gentles, what you have to say to the people?
Well, I have to say, I have to respect Sandra that take care of me in this home. But if it was me alone in this home, I don't know how I'd manage. And anything anyone do to her, then do it to me. I benefit. You give him, and she take care of me, and I'm glad. And this lady, Marty, oh God, anywhere she be at this moment, I am asking the Lord.
Well, Mr. Jenkins, don't cry. Anytime you talk about Maridi, you cry. Maridi is from Florida. Mr. Green and all those people who helped Mr. Jenkins. And Mr. Jenkins is saying thanks, thanks, thanks. Yeah, man, but he have a time when he talk about Maridee, because Maridee is from Florida. She's a good help to him. He don't know her, but she just connect to him. So anytime he talk about him, he cry because he remember in his struggle, she was there. My people, this is part 1. You will get part 2. Yeah, man, live up and big up on yourself. Subscribe and comment and share. Love it. God bless you.